Hey YouTube, so today I'm with my niece Tala, okay?
Hi.
And right now we're gonna do some script reads from scripts made by AI. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm gonna ask the AI to write a script for us. Write a script for a Disney Pixar movie
Huh? Cool.
about a little girl named Tala who was born from stardust. I think that kind of movie already exists.
Wait, really?
I'm not sure. Let's see what it writes. Title, Stardust Princess.
Ooh. Opening shot of a starry sky. We hear a voiceover of Tala.
Okay, cut. Great work. How'd that feel?
Nice.
That was nice. Okay, so we'll work with a script. What you're gonna see here is the part that has your name on it, Tala, and it's in quotation marks. That is a character style line. Just work with this first line.
Okay. I was born from stardust, like all the stars in the sky.
Okay, wait. Great start. Mic placement.
Okay. I was born from stardust, like all the stars in the sky. But I was different. I was special. I was chosen to go on a journey to find my purpose.
Excellent. How did that feel?
It was great.
This is great. You're kind of narrating the story and you're really reflecting on being born from stardust. But this time, I'd like you to read each line more purposefully. Try to really absorb that. I'm not even going to show you how, but I just want you to emphasize. But I was different and but I was special. So, whenever you're ready.
I was born from stardust, like all the stars in the sky. But I was different. I was special. I was chosen to go on a journey to find my purpose.
Great. How did that feel?
I liked it.
Great. Okay. So now, because this is kind of like a Disney Pixar movie, we want to enunciate our words a bit more because the viewers are children. And like when you were much younger, and you still are pretty young, children learn a lot of the words from watching movies. So we want to show the future generation of children how words should sound. At one part, like with the journey, like you had an N there, like journey, like you kind of tap the N, but I'd like you to really drill that N in clearly, like a journey. Can you say that again?
A journey.
Brilliant. Whenever you're ready. Mic placement.
Got it. I was born from stardust, like all the stars in the sky. But I was different. I was special. I was chosen to go on a journey to find my purpose.
Excellent. I'm really loving the emotions here. You really quickly clarified that N. How do you feel about it?
I like your tips. They're really helping me improve.
This is unscripted, guys.
Unscripted, the script is right there.
Good one. Another one I'd like you to do is when you reach the find with D, enunciate the D. So the way you said it was kind of like find, like you tapped on that D. I really want you to spell out that full find. So D is the same, kind of the same as D.
Wait, where? Find.
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 Okay, so here's a little tip. D and T, you're putting your tongue kind of like the back of your teeth, somewhere there.
Find.
Find. There you go. So the difference is when you do your T, you touch your throat, it make the T sounds. Is it vibrating? Is your throat vibrating? Okay, try find.
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 Yeah, it's vibrating more.
With the D.
With the D.
That's because D is voiced D and T is voiceless. So sometimes people like to interchange their T's and D's because that's really the only difference, the voicedness. Okay, so make sure that your D is voiced. Find. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay. I was born from stardust, like all the stars in the sky. But I was different. I was special. I was chosen to go on a journey to find my purpose.
Goodness, that's really great. You got the direction in one shot. No retakes, guys. So just one last note. He said was, which is natural. With the American accent, when people are speaking conversationally, you would say like was, like a quick But just for the sake of having a kid's audience, just this time around, go for I was, like just a more, a more emphasized was rather than was.
Like
elongate the sound. Was. There you go. Just clarify that. Excellent.
I'm just gonna bathroom break.
Sure.
A few moments later.
Yeah, so voice actors really need to get used to a few things. Having a script in hand, usually in the form of maybe a tablet, if not paper. Sometimes we would have it on screen. So in this case, I'm just showing Tala how to do it with a tablet in hand.
I thought it was an iPad.
An iPad is a tablet too. I'm getting YouTube jitters. I like working with scripts, so everything I'm saying off script makes me nervous. Okay, so this time with all of those technical notes, I already love what you've done with the script. Remember, voice acting is acting, so you can actually move your arms around if you feel like you have to.
Okay, I remember one time in the wooden box.
In the wooden box?
You talk with your arms and hands, like body language.
Body language, exactly. Okay, so let's do this whenever you're ready.
All right. I was born from stardust, like all the stars in the sky. But I was different. I was special. I was chosen to go on a journey to find my purpose.
Good job. Good job. That is great. We could cast you right off the bat with your first few reads. I'm just being nitpicky here. Okay, so on to the narration part. We see Tala as a baby. So now imagine that you're actually the narrator and you're telling this story to the rest of the audience. They don't know who Tala is. You are not Tala. You are a third omniscient narrator.
What does that mean?
You're a floating voice.
Like off screen?
Exactly. So when you're a narrator, you tend to want to really almost kiss the microphone because you're being very intimate here. Kind of like we're sharing a secret.
So like a little closer, tiny bit closer.
Yeah, maybe use 3 fingers this time around.
No, maybe like 4 because I have...
Okay, okay, well, whenever you're ready.
We see Tala as a baby, being born from a shooting star and falling to Earth. She lands in a forest and is found by a family of friendly forest creatures. They raise her and teach her about the world around her.
Wow, that was a first read. How'd that feel?
Wow, I can't believe how you're reacting to it.
No, that was really good. You're a natural storyteller. So, one quick note, you're a bit far back still.
Okay.
Get closer. From a creative standpoint, where you're really there already, I would just like for you to make larger sounds. By that, I mean raise your volume. Like, yeah, it is intimate,
Okay.
but at the same time, you still want to be loud enough for the microphone to pick up your voice. Try to take more power from your chest. So, we see Tala as a baby being born from a shooting star and falling to Earth. We're going to use that as our practice line.
Okay.
Could you try reading it as loud as you can?
Okay. We see Tala as a baby, being born from a shooting star and falling to Earth. She lands in a forest.
Okay, stop please. Thank you. You just did it. We don't have to do the exercise, but okay. Basically, you've already spoken at a desirable volume. So that's good. That's good, because earlier it's like, we see Tala as a baby, well, which is, I said it was a intimate secret, so. Yeah, let's, just for the sake of the video, try doubling your volume.
Okay.
Go for 200% of how loud you were just in
Okay.
your last take, whenever you're ready.
We see Tala as a baby, being born from a shooting star and falling to Earth. She lands in a forest and is found by a family of friendly forest creatures. Okay.
Keep going.
Okay. They raise her and teach her about the world around her.
Excellent. That is far louder. Okay, so sometimes directors will give you instructions.
Okay.
Sometimes directors will demonstrate things. So just so you know how demonstration works. Let me show you. Try to do it as loud as I'm gonna do now. We see Tala as a baby, being born from a shooting star and falling to Earth. She lands in a forest and is found by a family of friendly forest creatures. They raise her and teach her about the world around her. So just that loud. Give it a shot.
We see Tala as a baby, being born from a shooting star and falling to Earth. She lands in a forest and is found by a family of friendly forest creatures. They raise her and teach her about the world around her.
Excellent. How'd that feel?
I like that.
That was great. You were far more expressive. You were already expressive, but you really brought the script out. You brought it to life more with your gesticulation. But just a note, your voice became a bit softer.
Okay.
So now with the bigger movements, I'd like for you to add some power to your voice. Like just previously, you tried it and it became louder. Try louder than that. Almost imagine that your voice has to reach that closet over there.
Okay.
And somebody is listening from the closet and they can't hear you at your current speaking point.
Inside the closet?
Okay, inside the closet. Inside the closet. Whenever you're ready.
We see Tala as a baby, being born from a shooting star and falling to Earth. She lands in a forest and is found by a family of friendly forest creatures. They raise her and teach her about the world around her.
Excellent. Oh my goodness. We should make your demo soon. That's really good. Let's make it a challenge for you. That was pretty easy. You've done a narrator. You've done a character who's just like you. Write a scene featuring the villain of the above story. Not even sure if that's grammatically correct, but we shall discover the villain of the story.
Welcome, Tala. I've been expecting you.
This is interesting. I'm gonna be Tala, okay?
Okay.
And you will be the villain
Okay.
who introduces himself.
Tala and her friends are walking through a dark, gloomy forest. They are looking for the way out. But the forest seems to be getting denser and more treacherous. Suddenly, they hear a cackling laugh.
Who's there? Show yourself!
A dark figure steps out from behind a tree. It's a tall, thin man dressed in black, with a long cloak and hood covering his face. Welcome, Tala. I've been expecting you.
Who are you? What do you want?
I am the Shadow King, and I want what you have. The Shadow King holds out his hand, and a dark cloud forms above Tala's head. Her Stardust wand begins to glow, but the Shadow King's power is too strong, and he takes the wand from her. With this wand, I will rule the world, and you, Tala, will be my servant.
Never! I will never serve you!
Tala's friends rally around her, and together they use their powers to fight the Shadow King. They are able to defeat him, and Tala regains her wand.
Okay, so for that part of the narration, so you've been using somewhat of a neutral narrator voice, and that's great. But this part, even narrators, even though they're disembodied floating voices, they still want to build some tension in the story. Even as a narrator, you could be like, Tala's friends rally around her, and together,
Oh, yeah.
add a bit more excitement.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like tension.
Tension. Okay.
Yeah.
After never, I will say the word never, and you follow with that.
Okay.
Okay. Never! I will never serve you!
Tala's friends rally around her, and together they use their powers to fight the Shadow King. They are able to defeat him, and Tala regains her wand.
You may have taken my wand, but you will never take my spirit!
The Shadow King disappears into the shadows, defeated. Tala and her friends continue on their journey, determined to complete their mission.
That was a nice, clean read, but I'd like for you to read that of a triumphant tone, like, the Shadow King disappears into the shadows, defeated. Like, you know, like they really won something. There's a sense of rest and completion.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Shadow King disappears into the shadows, defeated. Tala and her friends continue on their journey, determined to complete their mission.
Excellent. You know, something I've noticed is that there are some words that I want to emphasize that I'm imagining that as I'm reading this myself that I would emphasize them. You also emphasize those words that I'm hoping for you to emphasize. So it's like you're mind reading or you really understand the text. I love how you highlighted determined to complete their mission. Like, I would have read it the same way. And yeah, earlier with the Shadow King line, you also said, and you, Tala, will be my servant. So it was great for you to really highlight the word my.
Yeah, I think I said like, will be my servant. Like, it's like the classic 3 words, like, sentence.
Quite possibly, you might have done it that way. And I just really appreciate that you emphasized my.
Yes.
Characters who like saying I, my, they tend to be a little selfish
Yeah.
and full of themselves. So, great. Okay, let's do it this time where you be Tala. I will be the Shadow King.
Okay, who's the narrator?
Okay, I'll be the narrator this time around. Tala and her friends are walking through a dark and gloomy forest. They are looking for a way out, but the forest seems to be getting denser and more treacherous. Suddenly, they hear a cackling laugh.
Who's there? Show yourself.
A dark figure steps out from behind a tree. It is a tall, thin man dressed in black with a long cloak and a hood covering his face. Welcome, Tala. I have been expecting you.
Who are you? What do you want?
I am the Shadow King, and I want what you have. The Shadow King holds out his hand, and a dark cloud forms above Tala's head. Her stardust wand begins to glow, but the Shadow King's power is too strong, and he takes the wand from her. With this wand, I will rule the world, and you, Tala, will be my servant.
Never! I will never serve you!
Tala's friends rally around her, and together they use their powers to fight the Shadow King. They are able to defeat him, and Tala regains her wand.
You may have taken my wand, but you will never take my spirit.
The Shadow King disappears into the shadows defeated. Tala and her friends continue on their journey, determined to complete their mission. Nice, nicely done. How'd that feel?
That was awesome.
Yeah, you see yourself doing this a few more times?
Yeah, today I'm expecting to sleep early.
Okay.
I spent more energy than I usually do.
Okay. And what do you want to say to everyone on YouTube who's starting out with voice acting?
So, like, do your best and, follow the tips that the coach gives you and, try to add emphasis on important words, stress a bit on letters like N and D, and the volume.
The volume. Absolutely. All right. Thanks for joining us on this script read. Hopefully there's going to be more. Goodbye, everyone. Bye.
Hmm.
No, can't do.